I just won. I just won.
I just won.
My God.
More than 80% of the questions coming into the tournament have been about one player. When is Alex Eala playing? Those aren't the words of a Filipino fan page or a social media supporter. They came directly from Mark Ein, the chairman of the Mubadala Citi DC Open, speaking publicly on July 28, less than 24 hours before Alex Eala is set to make her highly anticipated appearance on center court. That statement says everything about the incredible excitement surrounding the young Filipina star and the attention she is drawing from fans across the tennis world. If you'd like, I can continue rewriting the rest of the transcript in the same style.
If not more of the requests in this tournament are about when is Alex Eala.
Now Alex Eala is about to face the very player who handed her crushing bagel defeat just 3 months earlier in Stuttgart. But this time, the atmosphere couldn't be more different. The crowd is already buzzing with anticipation before a single point has been played. When these two stars step onto center court at 8:00 p.m. Washington time on Wednesday night, far more than a spot in the next round will be at stake. It will determine whether Leylah Fernandez continues her reign as the DC Open champion, or whether the 20-year-old Filipina sensation gets the ultimate revenge and takes the crown from the player who once believed she had broken her confidence on clay.
At other times, it all got a little nervy for Fernandez.
Now let's rewind the clock by 48 hours. To understand why Filipino flags are already filling the practice courts in Washington, you first have to look at what unfolded on center court Tuesday night. Alex Eala arrived at the DC Open ranked world number 28, making her tournament debut with one of the toughest opening draws imaginable, an Olympic gold medalist waiting across the net. Early on, everything seemed to be going against her. She dropped the opening set and fell behind by a break in the second. But instead of fading away, she produced a comeback that instantly sent a message to every remaining player in the tournament. That comeback set up a blockbuster round of 16 showdown with a very familiar rival. Waiting for her is not just another opponent. It's the defending DC Open champion, Leylah Fernandez. Last summer, Fernandez dominated the tournament, capping her title run with a commanding 6-1, 6-2 victory over Anna Kalinskaya in the championship match. As the reigning champion, she returns with the benefits that come with defending a title, a protected seed, confidence on these courts, and the experience of lifting the trophy here before. Interestingly, Fernandez enters the tournament as the number 7 seed despite sitting at world number 34 in the official WTA rankings, while Alex Eala, ranked number 28, is actually higher in the standings but remains unseeded. Read that again. The higher-ranked player is unseeded, while the lower-ranked player receives the protection of a seeded position. Fernandez has remained calm throughout tournament week. During her only published DC Open press conference on July 25, she spoke about Venus Williams, joked about visiting Shake Shack, and explained that she wanted to recreate the mindset that carried her to last year's championship. One topic never came up, not even once. Alex Eala. Perhaps she didn't feel the need to mention her. After all, the last time these two met, the scoreboard did all the talking. Back in April 2026, at the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix in Stuttgart, Fernandez controlled the match from start to finish, winning 6-1, 6-4 in just 1 hour and 28 minutes. Tennis Channel described the performance as pure control, no mercy. Eala was broken while serving to stay alive, ending a difficult afternoon on the clay. That defeat is the memory Alex carries with her into Wednesday night's showdown. But here's what makes this rematch completely different. The Alex Eala who walked off the clay in Stuttgart is not the same player walking onto the hard courts in Washington. Over the span of just a little more than 100 days, from April 15 to July 29, she completely transformed her career trajectory. On June 15, she captured the first grass court title of her professional career at the Lexus Birmingham Open, battling past Nikola Bartenkova in a dramatic 5-7, 6-3, 7-5 final. Just 2 weeks later at Wimbledon, she delivered one of the biggest victories of her career, defeating Iga Swiatek in straight sets, 7-6, 6-2, to announce herself on one of tennis' biggest stages. Her ranking climbed to a career-high world number 28, and fans overwhelmingly embraced her rise, earning nearly 89% of the WTA fan vote as the standout player of the grass court season. This isn't simply good form. It's the kind of rapid rise that many analysts believed would take another 2 years to achieve. The people who believed in Alex Eala early have been proven right, and now every WTA 500 draw has to account for the growing threat she represents. Now compare that momentum to Leylah Fernandez's season entering Washington. She arrived with a 12-19 win-loss record in 2026. Her Wimbledon campaign ended in the second round once again, the same stage where her tournament runs also finished in 2023, 2024, and 2025. On paper, Fernandez is still the defending champion, but based on recent form, confidence, and momentum, this rematch looks nothing like the one they played just 3 months ago. In her own words, during a July 25 press conference, Leylah Fernandez admitted that her season had been a little bit of a rough stretch. Those weren't the comments of a player overflowing with confidence. The defending DC Open champion arrived in Washington knowing another disappointing week could turn a difficult season into a full-blown crisis. Then Tuesday night changed everything. Standing across the net was Qinwen Zheng, the 2024 Olympic gold medalist and former world number 4. Zheng captured the opening set 6-4 and then broke Alex Eala to lead 4-3 in the second. Every statistic suggested the match was slipping away. The statistics were wrong. Alex Eala responded with one of the most remarkable stretches of tennis of her young career, winning the next 7 consecutive games. She completed an incredible comeback, 4-6, 6-4, 6-1, defeating an Olympic champion in her very first DC Open appearance, while Filipino flags waved proudly throughout the stadium. That wasn't simply a first-round victory. It was a statement delivered directly to Leylah Fernandez before their highly anticipated showdown. After the match, Eala walked into the press room and delivered another message. "I have a bit more ammunition to back it up." One word stood out. Ammunition, that's not the language of a player hoping to perform better than last time. That's the language of someone who believes she's ready to settle unfinished business. And the loudest praise isn't coming from social media or fan pages. It's coming from one of the most influential figures at the tournament itself. Mark Ein, chairman of the Mubadala Citi DC Open and owner of the Washington Castles, has spent decades promoting one of the biggest hard-court tournaments of the North American summer. He understands exactly what attracts fans and fills stadium seats. Yet this week, he acknowledged something tournament directors rarely admit publicly. One unseeded player had become the biggest attraction at the event. Speaking to the media, Ein said, "When you look at the amazing players here and how many great stars there are, it says something about Alex's following. Obviously, she's become an icon in the Philippines, but worldwide. When those words come from the man responsible for ticket sales and tournament success, they carry real weight." Then there's another endorsement that may be even more significant. According to coach Joan Bosch, Rafael Nadal personally took the initiative to offer advice to Alex Eala, not because anyone requested it, not because he had to. He did it because he saw something special in her game. When one of the greatest competitors in tennis history chooses to invest his time in a 20-year-old player, the rest of the tour usually discovers the reasons soon enough. Wednesday night's winner won't simply earn a place in the quarterfinals. She'll seize the momentum heading into the entire North American hard-court season. If Eala advances, she'll likely face Jessica Pegula or Elina Svitolina, placing her just one victory away from a WTA 500 semifinal on hard courts, a milestone no Filipina has ever achieved. After Washington, the tour heads north to Montreal for the Canadian Open before arriving at the US Open in New York, where Eala is expected to compete in doubles alongside Venus Williams. Ironically, Venus is also someone Leylah Fernandez has publicly described as a mentor. Whether intentional or not, the spotlight surrounding women's tennis appears to be shifting toward a new generation. For millions of Filipinos watching from home, and for thousands more across Washington, Maryland, and Virginia, this is much bigger than a round of 16 match. It's one of the biggest moments ever for Philippine tennis on the WTA Tour. When Alex Eala walks onto center court, she won't be walking alone. An entire nation walks with her. None of that changes what happened in Stuttgart. Back in April, Fernandez defeated Eala 6-1, 6-4, breaking her while she served to stay in the match and sending her home with another first-round exit during the European clay swing. Eala didn't respond with dramatic social media posts. She didn't offer excuses. Instead, she returned to Mallorca and quietly went back to work alongside Joan Bosch and Tony Nadal. Just 61 days later, she captured the first grass court title of her career in Birmingham. 2 weeks after that, she stunned Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon with one of the biggest victories of her career. Those accomplishments already answered the disappointment of Stuttgart. Now she has the opportunity to answer it face-to-face. Consider everything leading into this rematch. More than 80% of ticket requests focused on Alex Eala. She defeated an Olympic champion after winning 7 straight games. She declared she now has more ammunition. Meanwhile, Fernandez hopes to recreate the magic that carried her to last year's DC Open title. But the Alex Eala standing across the net this time is not the same player she defeated on clay just a few months ago. Washington embraced Eala before she ever stepped onto center court. She's already proven she can fight back from the brink. Now comes the biggest test yet. Alex Eala isn't stepping onto that court to prove she belongs among the elite. She's stepping onto it determined to rewrite the story of their rivalry. So here's the question every tennis fan is asking. Can Alex Eala reverse that 6-1, 6-4 defeat from Stuttgart on the hard courts of Washington? Or will defending champion Leylah Fernandez once again prove she's the player to beat? Share your predicted score in the comments. Will it take 3 sets, or will someone finish the job in straight sets? Make your prediction before the first serve, then come back after the match to see who called it correctly. And if you're following Alex Eala's remarkable rise, don't miss what's coming next. Washington is only the beginning. Montreal awaits. Then comes the US Open. The story is just getting started.